Hello, chess lovers around the world. Today we're gonna talk about the Blitz Day 1. The best game happened between Super Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura of USA and one of the India's young star, Super Grandmaster Arjun Erigaisi, here on Tata Steel Chess India Blitz section. So they are scheduled 9 rounds for the first day and another 9 rounds for the last day, day 2. Okay, so let's get started. Nakamura played knight f3. Erigaisi played c5, then e3. So Nakamura surprised Arjun with his favorite Sukartort approach. Then knight f6, b3, simply to develop the fianchetto bishop on b2. Now d5, control the center, bishop b2, then a6. This is simple but very important idea to avoid, like for example, knight c6 with the bishop b5. And after a6, capture, then knight e5. So more on controlling the center with castle, then f4. It's quite hard for black. Okay, so here, that's why Arjun Erigaisi avoid the coming bishop b5, and then now c4, challenge the d5, then e6 to maintain the center, then a3, so waiting first, now bishop d6. This is the new cook ingredient of this opening theory. The last game was played with knight c6. Very simple approach. Okay, so let's go back with the new move, bishop d6. Then Nakamura captures on d5, e takes d5, then d4. So why c takes d5 first? Because here, it looks the IQP becomes weak or isolated queen pawn. After the exchange of pawns like d takes c5, bishop takes c5. So look on d5 pawn. So it becomes weak, isolated pawn. And then now Erigaisi played a simple move, b6, to maintain the c5 pawn. And then now c takes d5, b takes c5, bishop e2, preparing to castle. Now black castles, then castle. Now bishop b7 develop, knight c3 develop, rook e8, and rook e1. So simple developments, knight bd7, and rook c1. So yeah, preparing for the launch of e file and c file. And then queen e7, simple approach with planning to play rook a d8, centralizing the rooks there. And then bishop f1, preparing for the black's strikes in the center with d4. Then it's not able to play d4 because of coming e takes d4, and white will have the discovered attack towards the queen. And then now Erigaisi played rook a d8, now g3. Yeah, so maybe Naka wants to play bishop g2 to target the d5 pawn. But then according to the strong computer engine Stockfish, knight e2 could have been better in this position with the idea of playing knight g3 to give pressure towards the f5 square. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so let's go back with Naka's g3. And then knight e5. Erigaisi challenged the knight immediately. Capture, then bishop g2, and then now h5. Trying to play h4 to soften the solid kingside pawn structure. And then Naka played queen c2. So according to Stockfish, it was a bad move. Better was knight a4 to challenge the bishop and of course to threaten the pawn on c5. Now the continuation would be knight takes, and then c4. So discovered attack towards the a3 pawn, and then b takes c4. Now d takes c4, discovered attack, queen e2, bishop takes g2 first, capture, and then knight takes c4. But then the position seems equal. All right, so there's no big trouble in this position. Rather than Naka's queen c2, let's go back with queen c2, and then Erigaisi found the very strong move, strikes the center with d4. All right, e takes d4, c takes d4, rook takes e5. Why Naka decided to desperately capture the bishop on e5? So let's take a look. Because, for example, if white will simply play knight a4 here, then bishop takes g2, king takes g2, swing the queen to b7 with check, and then let's say king g1, and then black has d3. A very strong move. Okay, and obviously, white needs to block the d2 square. Otherwise, it will go to d2, then fork. double attack. So queen d2 is forced, and then knight e4, another forcing move. And queen b4, queen takes b4, a takes b4, then bishop takes b2, knight takes b2, and with the same scenario, double attack and definitely wins for black. Okay, so let's go back. All right, let's go back after Erigaisi's d4. E takes d4, c takes d4. That's why desperately Naka played rook takes bishop, queen takes e5, and bishop takes b7, capture, capture, and queen e6. So when it comes to material, Nakamura is disadvantaged in material here. Now, queen b2 was played, another blunderacious move. Better was h4 here. Yeah, maybe to avoid the blacks coming h4 to destroy the king side. Okay, so let's go back with queen b2 and then rook d6. Erigaisi missed the move. Rook b8. Yeah, better was rook b8. Then like for example, okay. So black will have rook takes b3 coming. Much stronger. And if white will play bishop takes knight first, then g takes bishop and bishop g2. Yeah, so just the same with rook takes b3 wins for black. Okay, so rook b8 was better, but then Erigaisi played rook d6. Maybe he wants to play something like rook e d8, then trying to exchange more the pieces. Now b4 and queen d7. Okay, threatening rook d1 check, bishop f3 to avoid that, and queen f5 to attack the bishop, and bishop g2, and then now h4. Okay, destroying the king side to weaken the king side. Now Nakamura played a4, and he intends to play b5 to scramble the position, to put some annoying pass pawn there, but then h3. Okay, so it was bad move. Better was knight e4. Okay, according to Stockfish. Knight e4, attacking the bishop there, and let's say bishop e1 here, and then knight to g5. Very nice maneuvering technique. Going to f3, and then, yeah, also knight h3. Becomes very nice for black. Okay, so let's go back with a4, but then Erigaisi played h3. Bishop takes knight, captures the bishop on g2, and then bishop d4, and queen f3. Yeah. So time check, it's only 15 seconds left to Arjun Erigaisi. Just the same, with the same time. So only 1 second difference. Then Nakamura offers an exchange with queen c3. Then queen takes, bishop takes. But simple but deadly move, rook c8. Still, there's no chance for white to save the game. Now b5 to avoid the coming rook d6 battery. Then simply capture, capture. Then rook d3, just the same. With king takes g2, then rook d takes c3, rook b1. So hoping for miracle that the b5 can save the white's position. But then it's already two rooks. Now, so rook b8, rook b2, rook c5, b6, rook c6, h4, then capture. So Nakamura doesn't lose hope in this position. So he tries to continue without resigning. Okay. So rook c4, rook f2, rook cc3, f5. He doesn't like to resign in this position. He has a very strong fighting spirit. Okay, check. And Nakamura resigned the game. Obviously, black is rook up, so it's totally hopeless for white. Alright, so why I pick up this game as the best and toughest game? So look at the standing after day 1 of this Blitz. There we go. Erigaisi on the number 1 spot with 6.5 points. Mehmed Yarov on the 2nd spot, 6 points. Vidit Santosh Guradi with 5.5 points. And Nihal Sarin Nakamura, 5 points. And Magsudlu Gukesh Pragdananda with 4 points. Wesley with 3 points. And Abdu Satarov, the World Rapid Champion, with only 2 points. Okay, so let's gonna wait for the coming day 2 results, and I am going to report, or I'm going to analyze the toughest game happened there and the final standing of the Tata Steel Blitz section. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet in my channel, please do subscribe and click the notification bell all so that all of my live streaming and uploads will notify you. Have a nice day. I'll see you next time.